Hey everybody, good evening. I know it's pretty late. I wanted to get this stuff over to you guys, so you can yeah, it's a late night one. Yes, definitely. It's a late night. And I just wanted to get some clarity to you guys. Please guys, please stop texting me. Oh my god, y'all. Y'all in this texting. All right, let me hey, hi everyone. I wanted to bring some clarity to some things for you guys because I've been getting a lot of questions, and I'm going to try to answer as many questions as possible as far as Mr. Kelly's case. Hey, pretty cat. Thank you for your membership. Oh, I gotta play your song. Hold on, pretty cat. Hold on, let me play it. Hold on. I just had to play that. Well, and hey, Dom. But I wanted to do some clarity, some clarify some stuff for you guys, and explain some things because there's been so many different questions, and I'm gonna try to answer as much as I can with the information that I have. Okay. You know, I'm a type of person that will research and I will find the answers if I don't know what the answers are, right? One of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, and I'm gonna give you exactly where it's at, what document number it is, and so you can go look at it yourself. But I'm gonna let this little dandy machine that I have to read it for you guys. Um, a lot of people running with those texts again. Those tell them that she had girlfriends who said direct opposite. Yeah, I'm gonna clarify a lot of stuff today. A lot of stuff. Hopefully, I can get some people to understand some stuff. Okay, because some things you guys are not privy to, because I have like records and things like that. I'm gonna try to break some things down for you guys. Okay. One of the things I want to bring you guys attention to is the whole BOP situation. The whole BOP, remember, with the Tasha K, giving the information about the calls, and there was a motion submitted in by Jennifer. Her motion was submitted on July 31st, 2022. And in that motion, I'm going to play the motion for you guys. And then I'm going to replay the response of what the government said in regard to it. Okay. So this could kind of help you guys to understand. Hopefully, you guys can understand what the reader says, and I'll try to break it down for you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and play it, and I'm going to show you. No, I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to play it. Okay. All right. So here we go. And this was filed July 31st, 2022. This is before trial started. The second trial started with the BOP, because remember the information came out during the first trial. It came out around it was September 2021. It came out about the BOP. It was a news article that was done by Chicago Tribune in regard to the VOP leakage of the calls and things like that. So Jennifer put it in motion in 2022, July 31st, and I'm gonna play what the is this a new channel? Um, no, it's not a new channel. This is my regular channel. All right, here we go. I was answering your question, pretty guy. Okay, here we go. This was filed. Let's go ahead and listen. Listen carefully, okay, y'all? I'm gonna try as it as slow as possible, but listen.
Filed July 31st, 2022. United States of America. Right parenthesis. Plaintiff number 19 CR 567. Right parenthesis. Versus. Hone. Harry D. Lee Nenweber. Right parenthesis. Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known. as R. Kelly, Daryl McDavid, and Milton Brown, also known as June Brown. Right parenthesis. Defendants. Defendant Kelly's motion to compel production of investigative materials developed in connection with Dodgeweg investigation of BOP officer and request for disclosure of whether government cooperator Larry McGee received leniency in his own case in exchange for assistance he provided in the prosecutions of defendant. Now comes Robert S. Kelly, defendant, by and through his counsel Jennifer Bongian respectfully moves this court for an order compelling the United States Attorney's Office to produce materials prepared in connection with the government's alleged investigation into Bureau of Prison BOP officers who accessed and stole defendants' confidential prison records and communications that were subsequently sold to a YouTube blogger who sold that material to a government cooperator by the name of Larry McGee, who then used the information to assist the government in the prosecution of defendant in exchange for leniency in his own pending case. In light of the foregoing, defendant is entitled to all information and documents developed in the investigation of the BOP officer who committed federal crimes for the purpose of obtaining private and privileged information about defendant to influence witness testimony. Such information likely constitutes Brady information and is discoverable. Defendant also seeks a disclosure from the government confirming that McGee obtained leniency in his pending federal case for his assistance in the prosecution of defendant and all communications between the government and Larry McGee. 1. While defendant was detained in the Chicago MCC, the Department of Justice, Office of the Inspector General Dodgeweg opened an investigation into potential criminal violations committed by one or more BOP officers, including potential crimes of unlawful disclosure of sensitive government information, bribery, fraud, theft, narcotics trafficking, money laundering, ethics violations, and other official misconduct after it was discovered that between July 15, 2019 and January 8, 2020, BOP access logs show that 60 BOP employees accessed defendants' confidential records. One such BOP employee accessed defendants' confidential records 153 times, even though that employee was not assigned to the MCC. X. A affidavit of Special Agent Matt Lukes 2/13-14. 2. A preliminary investigation revealed that the BOP employee Officer A sold that stolen information to a well-known YouTube blogger named Tashik, who then shared this stolen confidential information to her over 1 million followers on YouTube. 3. Indeed, according to Agent Luke's information that was illegally accessed by the BOP officer was then almost immediately posted on Tashik's YouTube show. Just by way of example, on November 7, 2019, Tashik revealed information on a YouTube video entitled, "R. Kelly Can't Control His Girlfriends While Behind Bars," that came directly from recorded calls that were stolen by the BOP officer on that same day at 2023. 4. The attached affidavit in support of a search warrant application provides several examples of how defendants' confidential information communications stolen by the BOP officer was provided to Tashik and almost immediately was broadcast publicly on her YouTube show. 1. 5. That information was also apparently shared with one government witness's father and his friend, a government cooperator, Larry McGee, who takes credit for gaining the cooperation of numerous government witnesses in this prosecution and others. 6. McGee is a vocal critic of the defendant and has a strong presence on the internet. On November 27, 2019, McGee was indicted for various counts of bank fraud. Being McGee indictment, he pled guilty as part of a cooperation deal with the government, where he provided the government with substantial assistance in 3 separate prosecutions, namely 1, the prosecution of his co-defendants in his charged case; 2, the prosecution of one of his co-defendants in a separate state court prosecution, and 3, a separate and unrelated federal prosecution. See sentencing transcripts from McGee's sentencing hearing. 7. McGee has publicly bragged that the other federal prosecution he provided the government assistance with was the federal prosecution of defendant, although it is unclear whether that assistance was provided in connection the ADNI or NDIL cases or both. 8. Notably, McGee emailed Asa Angel Kroll in January 2020 during the exact time period during which defendant's private communications and telephone calls were stolen by a BOP officer. Asa Kroll responded to that email. 9. McGee was sentenced on May 6, 2021 in connection with his own case. He received a significant departure pursuant to 5K1.1 due to his cooperation and assistance to the federal government, which McGee has bragged included assistance in the prosecution of the defendant. Notably, in the sentencing minutes attached as Exhibit B, the district court judge mentioned McGee's cooperation and assistance in another federal prosecution more than once, and noted that the Osas assigned to the case disclosed to the judge in chambers that McGee's assistance in that matter was useful and significant. See it PGS 5354. 10. Although the sentencing transcripts do not expressly indicate that defendants' federal cases are the other federal prosecutions in which McGee provided assistance to the government, McGee himself has publicly taken credit for turning various witnesses into government witnesses in the Kelly prosecutions. He even claims that he got witnesses to lie for the government. See https://drive.google.com/files/d/1m72vu rt7s5a3kw or ccu_a9kq02nj or puka3/view. 10. On May 16, 2022, defendant filed a motion with this court seeking all information in connection with the alleged DOJ investigation into this very serious matter. DKT 195. The government stated that it would investigate the matter, but to date has failed to provide any discovery other than the affidavit in support of the search warrant that was unsealed in August 2021 and attached as Exhibit A. 11. The government will not confirm or deny that an investigation is ongoing into this matter, although it appears that it has been swept under the rug since no indictments have been filed in a case with a serious and very clear violation of federal laws. Notably, the BOP officer at the heart of this investigation retired immediately after these crimes came to light. Based on Agent Liu's affidavit, it is suspicious that Officer A has not been indicted in connection with what appears to be plain and obvious violations of federal law. 12. Additionally, even though the U.S. Attorney's Office has clearly had communications with Larry McGee as shown by an email sent to McGee by Asa Kroll, the government has not provided any communications between McGee and Osas and has not disclosed whether McGee provided assistance in the prosecution of this case, the Edney case, or both. Wherefore, defendant seeks an order from this court commanding the U.S. Attorney's Office to produce all information related to the investigation of the BOP officer who accessed and stole his confidential information that not only made its way into the public domain but also into the hands of a government cooperator who claims to have assisted the government in its prosecution of defendant. Defendant further seeks a disclosure from the government regarding whether McGee received leniency in his bank fraud case in exchange for his cooperation in the prosecution of defendant.
Okay, so that is what Jennifer submitted in her paperwork, and this is regarding the BOP situation and also regarding Mr. McGee. Okay, now I'm going to play the government's response. The government responded August 8th, 2000 and sorry, hold on a second. I don't know why my thing's not okay. August 8th, 2022. And I'm going to play that for you guys so you guys can hear what the response was from the government in regard to this case. Okay. All right, here we go. And it was filed on August 8th, 2022. This is after Jennifer. Jennifer filed hers on July 31st, and they turn around and reply to Jennifer's request. Okay, one second.
Filed August 8th, 2022. United States of America v. Robert Sylvester Kelly R. Kelly, Daryl McDavid and Milton Brown Akajun Brown, case number 19 CR 567. Honorable Harry D. Lee Nenweber, United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division. Government's response to motion to compel regarding DOJ investigation and Larry McGee. The United States of America, by its attorney John R. Lush, Jr., United States Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois, respectfully submits the following response to defendant Kelly's motion to compel regarding materials from a DOJ investigation and communications with Larry McGee are 242. For the reasons stated below, defendant's motion should be denied. Background. On or about November 22, 2019, Federal Bureau of Prisons, BOP staff at the Metropolitan Corrections Center MCC, became aware that a YouTube blogger known as Tashik revealed information relating to Kelly's prison visits and communications with his girlfriends while he was being housed at the MCC. X. A TDEFSMO affidavit AF at 3. Agents from the Department of Justice, Office of the Inspector General OIG, began investigating and searched the internet to obtain further information about what Tashik disseminated on YouTube and other social media platforms. F at 5/8, OIG learned that between November 7, 2019 and January 12, 2020, Tashik posted or discussed the following information on social media platforms. 1. A photograph that depicted Kelly's Visitation list 2 content from a phone call involving Kelly and 2 women with whom he was in a romantic relationship at the time, and 3 emails between Kelly and one of those women dated November 11th, 2019 and November 14th, 2019 ID. OIG also collected materials from BOP, namely BOP TrueView 1 system logs that indicate the date and time that a BOP employee accessed records from the system, as well as the identity of the inmates whose records were accessed. At 3. These logs show which inmates' records a BOP employee accessed, but do not provide further specificity regarding which records within that inmate's file were accessed. ID. OIG reviewed system logs for the period from July 15, 2019 through January 8, 2020, and learned that 60 BOP employees accessed Kelly's TrueView records. BOP employee officer accessed Kelly's records during that period, but Officer A was not assigned to the MCC and thus was not authorized to access Kelly's records during that period. ID at 4. OIG obtained Officer A's personnel file. ID at 3. OIG also reviewed a subset of email communications that Officer A sent or received from Officer A's official BOP email address, which existed on the BOP network. ID at 8. OIG compared the date, time, and content of the information regarding Kelly that Tashik disclosed with TrueView logs and emails from Officer A's BOP email account and determined that Officer A accessed Kelly's inmate records on or around those same dates and times. ID at 5/9 on or about February 27, 2020. OIG, in connection with the United States Attorney's Office, applied for and obtained a warrant to search Officer A's desktop computer for the material identified in the search warrant attachment. CF at Attachment B. Kelly now requests this court to order the government to disclose to him specified information from the OIG separate investigation. This information, however, is sensitive and unrelated to the instant case. The requested information includes the following: Officer A's personnel file, BOP TrueView system logs reflecting access data and employee information of at least 59 BOP employees, none of whom are suspected of disclosing Kelly's information. Email communications that Officer A sent or received from Officer A's official BOP email address, and materials resulting from the search of Officer A's BOP computer. Kelly claims without support that all the materials OIG collected during its investigation likely constitutes Brady information. Kelly does not cite a single supporting case, and he does not identify how this information is relevant to allegations at issue in this case, such as his alleged sexual abuse of minor girls in the 1990s and the alleged cover-up that followed. Kelly's motion, tethered only by Kelly's unsubstantiated speculation to this case, should be denied. Argument: Kelly argues that he is entitled to OIG's investigative materials because the information that Tashik disclosed about him was apparently shared with a supposed government cooperator named Larry McGee. Are 242 at 5. The government has a duty to disclose any information in its possession that is favorable to the defense and material either to guilt or punishment. Brady v. Maryland, 373 U.S. 8388, 1963. Information favorable to the defense includes evidence which would tend to exculpate the defendant or reduce the penalty. ID at 87. And evidence regarding the reliability or credibility of a government witness. C. Giglio v. United States, 405, U.S. 150, 154, 55, 1972. But here, Kelly's speculative and deficient claims do not fall within these parameters. Kelly claims that an individual named Larry McGee received Kelly's visitation list, phone calls or emails with his girlfriends. But this is pure conjecture. Kelly fails to provide any confirmation of when or how Mr. McGee received any of Kelly's information, or what specific information Mr. McGee allegedly received. Moreover, even if Mr. McGee had received such material, Kelly fails to articulate how Kelly's visitation list or phone calls constitutes Brady material that would tend to exculpate him. But in any event, Kelly knows who visited him and with whom he talked on the telephone, and as such, the information is already in his possession. See e.g. Carvajal v. Dominguez, 542F, 3D 561, 567-68, 7th Sir 2008, suppression of exculpatory or impeaching evidence required to be disclosed to defendant pursuant to Brady does not occur when the defendant could have discovered it himself through reasonable diligence, internal markings omitted. Kelly speculates that Mr. McGee has provided cooperation in the instant case because, Kelly claims, McGee has publicly bragged about providing government assistance, and McGee himself has publicly taken credit for turning various witnesses into government witnesses. In Kelly prosecutions, are 242 at 345. Mr. McGee has not before, and is not now cooperating in the instant case. Mr. McGee will not be called by the government as a witness in this case. The government has not interviewed him in connection with this case. The prosecution team in the instant case is not privy to whatever cooperation Mr. McGee has provided in other federal cases and other districts. The screenshot Kelly includes in his motion from what appears to be a social media site does not establish that Mr. McGee cooperated in the instant case. The screenshot shows a January 20,202 email exchange ID at 4. Mr. McGee emailed Asa Angel Kroll a message which the screenshot does not contain, and Ms. Kroll responded, "Thank you for sending this." ID at 3-4. The screenshot includes entries from the Green Man Show. The government is aware of one of the emails from the sender The Grown Man Show in Kelly's screenshot. The email is an unsolicited message regarding material that is not relevant to nor at issue in this case. Specifically in the email, the sender posts screenshots of posts from a Kelly supporters blog discussing how others can support Kelly. On social media, the email exchange does not establish that Mr. McGee provided substantive information to the prosecution team. 3. Kelly also makes vague references in his motion to officer influencing witness testimony. But Kelly does not identify how, where, when, or what government witness in this case Officer A allegedly influenced. Officer A is not a witness in this case. Are 242 at 1-4. Kelly misstates in his motion the contents of the affidavit submitted in support of the search warrant for Officer A's BOP computer. For example, Kelly, purportedly quoting the affidavit, states in his motion that the OIG investigation was open to investigate the potential crimes of bribery, fraud, theft, narcotics trafficking, money laundering, ethics violations, and other official misconduct. Are 242 at 2. but the affidavit language Kelly references is in the section describing the affiant's training and experience about the types of cases he investigates, not the crimes under investigation by the OIG. F at 1. Kelly also states in his motion that the investigation revealed that Officer A sold information to Tashik, are 242 at 2. The affidavit, however, does not conclude, let alone mention, that Officer A sold anything to anyone. Conclusion: Kelly's motion to compel fails to provide credible support for releasing to Kelly all information obtained during a separate OIG investigation about a BOP employee. As noted, the government has reviewed this material and, in keeping with its Brady and Giglio obligations, determined that the material did not contain information subject to production in this case. The government requests that Kelly's motion to compel be denied. 1. The TrueView system is an application that contains information on inmates, including inmate emails, inmate telephone calls, inmate visitation lists, and inmate funds. Affidavit 2. Defendant incorrectly claims that the email exchange in January 2020 occurred during the exact time period during which defendant's private communications and telephone calls were stolen by a BOP officer. Are 242 at 3. However, as noted in the affidavit attached to Kelly's motion, Officer A retired in December 2019, and the investigation revealed that Officer A accessed defendant's records in November and December 2019. Affidavit 358. In any event, Kelly fails to provide any facts which show that Officer A communicated with Mr. McGee, or that either of them had any communications with a witness in this case. 3. The prosecution team received over time approximately 10 emails from Mr. McGee. The emails generally conveyed that Kelly supporters were harassing Mr. McGee or others. The listed recipients on the emails included multiple groups and agencies in addition to the prosecution team in the instant case. 4. Pursuant to the court's order on June 1, 2022, are 206. On June 14, 2022, the government provided defendant with a response to his first motion for production of investigative materials, R-195. In its letter to defendant, enclosing the affidavit discussed above, the government stated the following. The government reviewed the materials collected by Dodge OIG pursuant to its investigation into a matter separate from this case. The investigative materials. The government did not observe any discoverable material within the investigative materials. Specifically, the investigative materials did not contain any Rule 16 Giglio, Brady, or Jenks Act, Section 3500, material related to this case. Further, there is no indication from the investigative materials that 1. Defendant Kelly's attorney-client communications were provided to a YouTube blogger named Tashik, or to anyone, or 2. That any of defendant Kelly's communications were shared with government witnesses or with an alleged government informant who was under federal indictment at the time the information was stolen. R-195 at 2. The government also stated that, as it relates to this case, the government is not aware of any such government informant under federal indictment. Additionally, the government stated that Officer A and Tashik are not government witnesses in this case. Respectfully submitted, John R. Lausch, Jr., United States Attorney, By S. Genus Appending, Elizabeth Pizzalo, Jason Julian. Brian Williamson. Assistant United States Attorneys, 219 South Dearborn Street, Chicago, Illinois 60604. 312 353 5300.
All right, guys. So basically, I wanted to provide you guys with this information to show you that it was addressed, and the statement that the government gave basically was that there was a remedy done as far as the BOP officer. As far as it in connection to Mr. Kelly's indictment, as far with Azriel switching over because information that was given. Yeah, thank you, T girl. T girl broke it down. Thank you, T girl. Exactly. There was no proof that Tasha K shared the stolen information with the witnesses, and also that information that was given to them as far as Larry McGee. Larry was sending them emails about R. Kelly supporters harassing him. That's what basically they said in this investigation. So I just wanted to bring you guys that because I know a lot of people has been spinning their head and like trying to get this BOP stuff out, but it has been addressed, and basically it's like beating a dead horse. No. T girl. Okay. The proof of Tasha K showing it on her live it's not a proof saying that she was turned once with the information was given to her. That's not the proof. That's what they're saying. I'm not here to, I'm just here to give you information. I'm not here to, go back and forth about what's not proof, what is proof. I'm giving you guys information. I'm giving you guys the information, okay? So it's not argue with Sylvia or this is wrong. No, Ruby, this lawsuit has been filed in regard to BOP. Do you remember that? The lawsuit was already submitted. Okay. All right. Now the other question, I'm going by a question that people send me, and I wanted to clarify some stuff. Okay. The next question was the lawsuit. Thank you. Tort. That's what it's called, a tort. It's called a tort. Okay. That means they have already dealt with the employee. The employee has been dealt with. Her being retiring before time is already dealt with. This has nothing to do with his case. That's what they're saying. Her violation was handled as an internal employee type of thing. So that's what they basically say. So it was I was just giving you guys information because remember that somebody was saying they never did anything about it. BOP, it's already dealt with. It was a personnel issue. They took care of it according to the way they want to take care of it. Okay. As far as it making a difference, it's going to change Mr. Kelly's conviction or anything. This has nothing to do with it. It's totally separate. Has nothing to do with that. It's not. They're not going to even overturn a ruling based on that. Okay. That was because I know a couple of people asked me a question. Okay. The next thing I want to deal with was, the Universal, the money that was given from Universal. Remember, I tried to explain to you guys, Universal and Sony are two separate companies, two separate things. The Universal money that was given, the royalty, those are royalty for his music from the soundtrack. Like from the movie, like let me see, Life. Remember, there's music from Life. There's music from Space Jam. There's music from Best Man. There's remember I mean, there whatever music that they play and on the movie. Remember Spirit? Oh, that's soundtrack music. Those are the kind of music. Sparkle, yes, the music from Sparkle, Space, yeah. Those are the monies from that. That has nothing to do with Sony. Sony and Daddy's Little Girl. Thank you. Y'all giving it out there. Tyler Perry. Yes, those movies, those soundtrack, that is Universal. Okay. Sony is totally separate. It's a different thing. This is soundtrack music from movies. There's royalties every time the movies play and they play the songs from those movies. That's royalties being paid. Okay. So anybody say, when people are saying there's Sony, no, that's not Sony. Totally separate. Sony never replied. Remember? Only Universal replied. Sony's all the way in, I think, is it Japan or China? One of those, I don't know, one of those countries. They have not even replied when the government, remember, the government was trying to get money from either one. And Universal replied, and Universal gave them what the quarterly amount that they were going to give. Sony responded? When did Sony respond? I didn't see a response from Sony. Okay, so she says Sony responded. But Universal and all I'm trying to say is Universal and Sony is two separate companies. That's all I'm saying. Okay, guys, I know everybody want to go. I'm just telling y'all, two separate company. I read it. When did I read it? Oh, Lord Jesus. They just didn't give any. Oh, they didn't give any information. Okay. I be reading so much, I don't even know what I read. Okay. All right. So that's part. We discussed that. Now, the next question I had was regarding the two lawsuits. Well, it's total of 3 lawsuits right now. I don't know how much it's going to be later on, but right now there's 3 lawsuits, okay? There is money going out, okay? 2 lawsuits and then a restitution. Restitution is the one that the $500K plus. The one with Azriel and Stephanie was given money. That one is federal. That one is totally separate from the 10 million plus. Okay, those are 2 separate ones. And then there's a third one where okay, let me give you some dates. The first one was Faith Rogers by herself. That was filed originally back in 2018. Remember that one? That one that had never gone away. They kept filing it, refiling it. That one is Faith Rogers, and they're asking for information on that one. Okay. The second one out of New York is the one where you have Kelly Rogers, Faith Rogers, Lisa Martinez, whatever her name is, Lisa, and Van Allen, and you have Jim Pratt, and you have the guy Roderick Gurchell, whatever his name is. You have that. They just recently finalized the award money of 10 million plus. Okay. That is separate from the one that Faith has on her own. Okay. Faith one has not been totally decided yet. You still got that one. but you have the one in New York with that one was finalized. It has been disposed, right? Okay, a couple of people are saying that in regards to Jennifer um has knowledge of these lawsuit. Okay, she has knowledge of it. Um, as far as her responding to any of them, I know the one with Faith by herself. That one was Tom Farinella. He was the one on the document. I mean the document on that. He was the one supposed to be handling that, responding to it. I don't know what happened with that. That hasn't been totally decided yet. Okay. The one that was just completed, they did an ingest, meaning that they interviewed these individuals, they had them on the stand, and they give their account of what happened and things like that. And also, uh, uh, not Daryl McDavid, Lord have mercy, Don Russell replied, and he, did his weird response, which the judge just basically threw his stuff out because when I was reading it, to me, it was a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I don't know legal terms, but it didn't sound right to me. It was a bunch of stuff he put in there, and I'm like, okay, why did he reply? It was best not to reply because now it looks very foolish. But anyway, yeah, he attended and he replied, and I, well, he replied. They they denied his motion, and they awarded them the 10 million plus. Okay. Um, is Jennifer going to reply to it? I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you what's gonna happen. That all I can do is give you information on what's going on. Okay. As far as I don't know. I can't give you clarity on that one. I don't know if she's going to respond to it, but she does know about it. There was an article back in 2021 when she spoke about, about those lawsuit. Well, that lawsuit, and I don't know if she's going to go ahead and did do what she did with Heather William. Remember Heather William won, and she came back and she addressed it and took care of it. I don't know what she's going to do with this one. And the one that happened in Minnesota, that one was she dropped that one. The lady, I think she dropped that lawsuit. So that is it in regards to those lawsuits. Those are two separate lawsuit, three separate well, one is restitution, the other two are lawsuit. The restitution is from the federal case in New York. Okay. Now, as far as the restitution in Illinois, that one I'm not too sure what's the status, if it's any kind of objection. I don't know if Jennifer objected to it. I don't recall her objecting to it inside the paperwork. So most likely there's going to be some payment sent off for that one as well. Okay. So where are they going to get the money from? I don't know. I guess from his royalties. I guess eventually from money that's allocated to him for his music. I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know. All I can tell you, when stuff drops and the paperwork drops, I can just give you that information. As far as anything else, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you lies because I'm just gonna give you what's on there. Okay. There was another question somebody asked me. I think I got most of the questions. Do you have another question? File chapter 11. That's what Willie Frazier says, to file chapter 11. Can you file Chapter 11 for restitution? I don't think so. I don't think you can file Chapter 11 for restitutions. Because remember, there's a Victim Act on that. So I don't know if you can file Chapter 11 for restitution on that. Okay, I think that's it. I'm about to take my butt to bed, but I just want to play that for you guys. Any questions? Hey T, turn it around, sweet Jesus. Lawsuit is the problem. 10 million restitution, only 500. 500K, Donnie. K. 500 plus. It's just not 500. 500 plus. Because remember, they have interest going as well. They have looked into the federal employee. Have they looked into the federal employee that was found dead in Baltimore, not far from the... Lord have mercy. Why y'all always bringing up stuff that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about? Oh my God. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. They're going to talk about UFOs next. Oh my goodness. Stay focused, people. Stay focused. Let's stay on one conversation, okay? Let's stay focused. I don't know nothing about... Lord have mercy. Let me. It's time for me to end this live because y'all gonna start with all kind of crazy questions. Let's stay focused, y'all. Oh my Lord have mercy. Anybody has any question about what we heard and what we talking about? Not UFOs and other people's situation. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, stay positive. Positive. R. Kelly's coming home. Amen. You said 2 years he's coming home. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Just ask. Angel. Oh my Lord. Angel. This case proof that a man tell me in 2017 in my country he knows so much about this case and the government very interesting and other case. You're welcome, sassy glasses. I just want to give you guys the info on that. Let's see. There was something else. Oh, you guys know that. Let me give you guys some dates again now. We know that New York, basically, we're waiting for the courts to make a decision in regard to the appeal. They do not have to. Okay. They do not have to, listen to this, y'all. They do not have to do an oral argument. Okay. Just because they request it does not mean that they have to have it. They can make a decision based on all the information they have. It could be enough information to give the court a rule. The court could do a ruling. It don't have to have an oral argument. If they feel there's something that needs more clarification, they can do that 15 minutes oral argument. They request it, but they don't have to honor it. Okay. That being said, remember I read to you some dates that were good for the government, some dates that was good for Jennifer. So because the dates are so like overlapping and weird, most likely I don't anticipate anything happening this year as far as the oral argument, if it's given. if the oral argument is given. Now, this is my opinion. It's not factual now, but because the time constraint is so weird, right? And okay. Sorry guys, I was reading a message. The time constraint, the time is so constrained with the two time not agreeing. So I don't know. The most likely the time frame would be probably be sometime next year. How do you feel about Jennifer's argument? Was it good, bad, or all right? Peace and love. There was some good stuff that was in it, and there's some stuff I didn't quite understand. But I'm not an attorney. I'm the wrong person to ask any questions like that. Um, but she's the attorney. She's the expert. She know what will work and what will not work. I don't. So my opinion is basically like just words just thrown out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I mean, there's some things I think it should have been dug into, like some of the stuff we talked about, like that young lady, the Stephanie situation. But, I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I'm not an attorney, so I don't know. I don't know. But I think some things were good, definitely. As far as the RICO and the Manac stuff, there's some things, and plus, I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I don't know. Peace and love. I'm just gonna say it like that. I don't know. I don't know. Um, but we just definitely one of the things we definitely need to do, and we don't need to just say we're gonna pray about. We need to actually pray. We actually need to pray. We need to pray, and because one thing I know that God allows certain things for a reason. We may want him to. There might be God protecting him from something. We never know. We don't know. We don't know. So, and there's a greater reason for a lot of this, and sometimes it's just a lesson learned that we need to learn, for not just him but us as well. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's something like that. That's it. That's what I think. It's a never ending cycle. And I keep telling people, um, he was done unjustly. Some of the stuff that is happening to him, how they're allowed to take his money when there's an appeal going on. From my experience of what cases I've been listening to, watching, and all this kind of stuff, I feel that he is done absolutely wrong. You know what I'm saying? Um, for example, I'm gonna just give you an example. They gave him no bond, not one lick of bond whatsoever. I just listened to a case today and they gave this guy bond and he murdered somebody. He murdered somebody and they gave him bond. I mean, ruthless murder and they gave him bond. And there's a case where this parent in Florida took his baby girl, stuffed baby right down the baby's throat, killed the baby, and they only charging him with manslaughter, y'all. You get what I'm saying? Only charging him with manslaughter, but you got to remember the skin color is totally different. There's two different laws. With a black man, black woman, brown woman, they give you the full extent of the law. They give you so much time. They don't let you out. They're giving you slavery work, because in prison you work for basically almost for free, slave labor. And the unfairness is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Even perfect example with this whole Trump thing. You see how everybody was given a bond? And that black male. I don't know. Let me just shut up. Let me get off that soap opera. There's so much injustice. So much injustice. I don't care what nobody's saying. It's the writing's right on the wall. If we don't see it, I don't know how these girls are living, popping around, and their next hustle, and he gets locked up. Shake my DH. It's weird. It's weird, y'all. It's really weird. But you know what? I just always I don't know what the purpose is, but it's hard for me to understand. It really is. It really is. It says they might be scared he would have and could be found evidence to prove his innocence if they would have given him bond. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. All right, guys. I am about to if y'all don't have any questions for me, I'm about to get off. I just wanted to bring you guys that so y'all don't keep banging your head about this BOP thing, because I've heard people saying why they didn't talk about it and all this. They did talk about it. They did. They just chose not to do anything publicly about it. It's something done behind closed doors. It was a personnel issue, and they handled it as a personnel issue. They gave a choice, and it's like a choice. Either you retire or we'll bring criminal charges against you because you violated the rules of the company. And so she just, I guess they came to an agreement, and that's what they were going to do. So for us to walk around, and I was listening to WAC 100 and him saying, I'm like, oh Lord, these people don't even know the case. They have not even studied the stuff that we know. I'm like, Lord, stop leading these people down a dark alley with no flashlight. It's like so weird, I just rather people to get full understanding of what was given in court, what was talked about. And also I want to share something with you guys. Because I'm privy to a lot of stuff that a lot of the documents that was in the court. I wanted to share something with you guys in regard to the text messages, okay? Ezreal, her mother, was texting back and forth, and you saw those text messages, right? But she also, during the time when she was texting her mother, she was texting her girlfriends. And some of the things that she was texting her girlfriend were contradictory to what she was telling her mother. And a lot of those things she verified. Hold on. Okay. Um, I just I hope they just overturn it and new trial without arguing. The law broke the law. Michael Holman said the law broke the law. They said exactly. I remember those testimony. Yeah, the testimony that her girlfriends were saying was contradicting to what she was telling her mother. So you gotta try to figure out, and they were communicating with. I mean, she was communicating with her friends at the same time she was communicating with her mother. What they did is extract only the emails, the text messages between her mother and herself. But she had a girlfriend that she was talking to, Malak, and she was telling her Malak some stuff that was totally like different. She was telling her girlfriend something totally different. And the messages she was saying to her girlfriend was not good ones. They were not good ones. If you guys had a chance, I mean, I've been privy to seeing a lot of stuff. And unless you know the facts was everything, you guys got to really it's just confusing. It's just really confusing. It's just really confusing. I said that all along about those text messages. She sounded as if she was telling her mom what she wanted. Yeah. Yes, peace and love. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Because on one part, if you guys remember, the girl did her testimony and how she was telling how remember when she said, oh, he when she thought she was pregnant. Do you remember that testimony she has when that girlfriend was up there? Do you remember what she was telling her about how he I don't even want to talk about that. Let's move on. Let's move on. It's now, do you believe that she typed to the mom or what she said to the friend? Now, do you believe what she typed to the mom or what she said to her friend? The question is, who was she lying to, her mom or her friend? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. I don't, it's not what I believe. I don't know nothing. I wasn't there. I don't know. It's not what I believe. I don't know. Y'all cannot ask me what I believe because I don't know. I was not there. Stop trying to put me involved in it because I don't know. I don't know. All I could do is go with what logic and what evidence, and I don't know any evidence. I don't know. The only evidence they use is the testimony of that girl. The mother never testified, so you don't know if her evidence is. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. And I know y'all just want dialogue, but I'm not want to be speculating because I don't know. It was up in the air. You really don't want to be hold on, you just jumped. Didn't want to find out. Tika, nah, that was too much. Point is, she was lying. How can she be credible? I wasn't asking you. I was just. Oh no, no. I know you wasn't asking me. I would just say I don't know. I don't know. No, T, not you. Peace and love. No, no. I think Coop asked me. Well, I don't know if she directed to me. She said, "Now, do you believe what she's tell?" No, you did say to you. Do you? I don't. That's who I was talking to. Peace and love. I was talking to Coop. I don't know. I don't know. There was two girls who testified the same thing. Yeah, the two girls did testify the same thing. Yep, the two girls did testify. And the funny thing is, Queen E, that doesn't mean she wasn't lying. They weren't even friends. Yeah, the two girls was, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just so like too much. It's too much over my head to try to figure out what was facts and peace and love didn't say that it was true or not. Perspective me, that was what I'm saying. She was incredible. The jurors should have been able to hear everything. Um, T girl, the jurors had all those texts, both sides, all those texts, every single. Now, do you think they went through all of them? I don't think so, because it would have been too much. That's too much evidence at the time. But they did have access to all of them. What you talking about, Queen? Yeah, just didn't want the Pandora box open. Yeah, the jurors had it all. A lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you guys don't know that was in the paperwork. I mean the stuff. Only thing you know is what was given to us in in the open, but the jurors got a chance to see so many things that we didn't see. I learned this in all the cases that I been listening to. Every side has a story to tell. It's who can tell the story the best wins the case. Who can convince the jury of their story wins the case. Meaning that it could have been a whole bunch of lies that was said on the witness stand, right? But were they able to convey and convince the juror that their story is supposedly facts? Get what I'm saying? Jury had no reason to request the text because things were brought up during trial. No, they had all the text perspective. They gave them all that. They gave them access to all that stuff. Do you think those last minute videos did it? I'm not talking about oh Jesus. Don't Queen said, do you think those last minute videos did it? Miss Sylvia. Oh God. Let's not talk about that. Oh, I'm not talking. That was my point. What is more believable, what she said to the mom or what she said to her friend? I think what she said to her friends is what made the jurors oh my God. Let me just oh Jesus. Oh God. Oh Lord Jesus. What that was my point. Okay, I really think if a jury says someone is guilty, they should have and to individually give written reason why it should be kept on record and would tell a lot. That whole jury thing was a little strange to me, especially with all the juries, stuff that I have witnessed, within the past few cases. The way R. Kelly's jurors situation went, it was really weird. It was really weird. Stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I have a question for you, infamous Sylvia. If you have no more information than his supporters, then why not share it? We have to clearly understand instead of guessing. Rena, there's some things I will not share. I don't care if the supporters don't know. I'm not going to share certain things. And certain things are not public for the public. I will not share some things. Definitely not. I understand that, Sylvia. That's what I'm saying is they had no reason to dig through those texts because it wasn't evidence presented during trial. I get it, but no more out there than public don't know. Exactly. You guys don't remember half the record was filed under seal. Yep, a lot of things was under seal. They just recently unsealed some stuff because the case is over with. And I'm not going there. I believe those jurors are government families. It's a possibility, Rena. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. And nothing. I don't let nothing pass it with the way these cases go these days. It's a bad possibility. Michael said the case needs to be closed, period. Michael, I must agree with you on that one. I must agree with you on that one. I think a lot of it with this cases had to do with a vendetta. I think a lot of it is because they felt Mr. Kelly was cocky and felt because they did. I think the whole 30-year judgment that Ann Donnelly gave had to do with the statement that was said in the video when Mr. Kelly said, I gave them, they should have got me 30 years ago. That was a statement that was being said to him, and it was a reflection of what they felt. It was a vendetta. I believe that's what the case was, because I know people who have done horrible things, and did not get sentenced like Mr. Kelly did. Nope. Yep. Horrible thing. I was telling you guys about. She sent a message. Yeah, definitely. And Donnelly was sending a message. I believe that. It was about his music. I don't think it was just about his music. I think it was about, his music is the reason why they came after him. But it was more, it's like an OJ thing. It's an OJ thing. They felt OJ got away with certain things. And the same thing with Mr. Kelly. I think they felt that he got away with certain things. They were gonna get him by all means necessary. That's why the government, they kept their eyes on him and everything you do. Everything that he did, they were gonna try to get him by all means necessary. They had their eyes on him. You think they weren't gonna try to get him after he beat them? I think it was a vendetta. Sylvia, the way you speak when you talk about those texts and other info, you gave me butterflies and nervous. I mean, it was so much. Let me tell you. Yeah, this is not a thing for conversation on the front side. I'm talking about the statement he made about they should have did it 30 years ago. Oh, you talking about that? Okay. I look at it this way. When they come, I think Rob was speaking about his music 30 years injecting people with music. They still never ever be another artist that can and will be R. Kelly music. You're right. I keep replaying it over and over. A lot of decisions should have been opposite, starting with January Jane number. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a lot of mistakes that was done in the whole case. There's a lot of motion, even like motions that should have been filed like from the beginning. Missed dates. It was like nonchalant. They didn't take it serious enough. It's definitely too late to erase and mute his music because it has already been injected into everyone's heart and soul and everybody related to his music. Yeah, it's a lot. Ah, Queen. Yes, 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 yes. He should have taken the judge advice about the council. Yes, 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 yes. When I saw that woman in the attorney that they gave him when the Curcio hearing was going on, and if you going to mute Kelly, then you got a lot of music to mute. A lot of music, artistic artist music would have muted. They have gone to find him guilty regardless. This was already done. No, but no. Peace and love. I was saying that it would have gave him more time with with Kanik and this lady and the other guy, Calvin. That lady, what's her name? What was that lady name? Mm, I forgot her name. Yeah, but see, I don't understand. And then, y'all, do you remember her opening argument? You remember what she said in her opening statement? Come on, that rang. That was like, what did she just say that? Hamil, Helen, Hamila, yeah. Um, her opening statement was like mouth dropping. You can hear a pin drop when she said that. We have to remember who we're speaking of now. This is Robert we're speaking about. He has no idea about this system. We don't know who was in it. Yeah, you're right, Rena. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. I mean, I if we could do it all over again, I think he would do it differently. I think he would do it differently. I guess it's a lesson learned. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care. There's no way that man should have been given 30 years. No way. Absolutely no way. None. Cause I know this man that R the R word, a little girl, 6 months. He was only given 12 years. And that's the worst thing. I mean, this man R the little girl and her insides was tore up how bad he got that little girl. And he was doing it for years. Started when she was 6 months old. He only got 12 years, y'all. 12. And he destroyed the little child's inside. 12 years. That one should have been under the jail. Under. When I tell you under, and and they did it on state. So that means he only had to do like 50%. He was going to be out within 6, 7 years. He probably out right now. Who did he murder? Not one soul. Every single individual that supposedly had this problem with him, they all got gifts and shopping sprees and good. I don't know. Let me shut up. Horrible. Then I seen those cases and put them in PC. Like, nope. Let them at them animals. Mm, it's terrible. It's really terrible. We just have to really, really pray for Mr. Kelly. Have to pray for him. I believe all of this is going to be. He's gonna have a story to tell. Yeah, I mean, babies, y'all, babies, they do this too. Now those people need to be. Oh, ugh. Let me just shut up. Let me shut up. Those are the worst scums of the earth. We color folks rather gathered together and stood up behind R. Kelly. I don't know, 30 years have been on the table. The government, media, and those chicken heads I meant money grabbing did a number on y'all. But did we do that? Nope, Rena. Sure didn't. We just allowed things to happen. Have faith and just watch. Robert was set aside for a reason. Second guessing spirit, God. God showing lack of faith in God. That's not what. No, we're having a conversation. There's no lack of faith in it, and also God is a God of consequences too. It's not that we don't have faith. I have faith God to get job, but there is also things of disobedience and obedience too. Sometimes God allows the enemy to do things so we can watch him move. It's not lack of faith. You're welcome. I'm about to take my butt to bed. I'm about to take my butt to bed. But that's all I was wanting to do is give you guys um when the thing was filed and just give you guys some clarification, some stuff, okay? That is what I was trying to show you guys. That's all I was trying to do. And the update, so you guys know, Illinois has been postponed, pushed to October 1st October 2nd. I'm sorry, October 2nd for the government to reply to the brief. And then if there is a rebuttal, that's going to be on October 23rd for Jennifer to respond if she wants to respond. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does, Rena. This is a time we know what did Christ says. This one here comes out by what? Fasting and praying. I bet you half of you guys have not turned your peg down in this situation. I guarantee you that. Half of you guys are not even fast and pray. You might say you pray, but have you fast? Because that's one of the requirements of the Bible for us to fast and pray. Let us die to the flesh. Another storm? Oh, Lord. All right, guys. I am about to go to bed because there's going to be some good sleeping weather, Ashley. I love sleeping in the rain. All right, good people. I'll see you guys. Good night. Have a great one. God bless you. Love you guys. As always, may the Lord watch between me and thee. while we're absent one from another. Amen. Good night.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hold on now. Wait a minute, fellas. Wait a minute. I think it goes something like this. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can somebody take these burdens off of me? Off of me. Can somebody take these burdens off of me? Off of me. Cause every time I turn around, there's something trying to keep me down. Can somebody take these burdens off of me? Off of me. Whoa, can somebody take these burdens off of me? Off of me. Can somebody take these burdens off of me? Off of me. When I look up, don't you know, burdens knocking at my door. So won't you come and take these burdens off of me? Off of me. Oh, come and take these burdens off of me. Off of me. Somebody come and take these burdens off of me. Off of me. Soon as I get up off the ground, my burdens knock me right back down. Can somebody take these burdens off of me? Off of me. Somebody take these burdens off of me, off of me. Somebody take these burdens off of me, off of me. Somebody take these burdens off of me, off of me. Well, off of me, off of me. Oh, off of me, off of me. Well, off of me, off of me. Get them off of me, off of me. Come and break the chain. Come and break the chain. Off of me. Get it off of me. Off of me. Get it off of me. Off of me. I need somebody. I need somebody. I need somebody. I need somebody to get this burden. To get this burden. Can somebody take these burdens off of me?